If you've played Roller Coaster Tycoon, you probably remember this iconic opening title sequence. Well, now there's an open source version of the game called OpenRCT2 with a much improved title sequence. The scenes you see on screen now came from a park that I helped build, and during this series I will be recreating it one section at a time in Planet Coaster 2. In this series, you will see how Roller Coaster Tycoon looks in a modern game engine, what I changed, what I didn't, and how everything comes together. Let's jump in. This is Bear Hollow Park. Welcome back to Bear Hollow Park. We have now finished Thunder and the surrounding areas. I mean, not really finished, but finished for now. I'll come back and do last minute details probably at the very end when the rest of this park is done. In the hotel series, I really only made that one building in the front. This one here, and then I did a lot off camera. But for the last video, I did basically everything on camera. The only thing new is this little topper structure that I have on Thunder that was also in the RCT map, which you can see right here. And I do think that makes this look much nicer. It's a small detail, but I do think that it looks better. I think it looked a little naked up there, if you know what I mean. So if you didn't catch that video, go ahead and take a look. It is episode 2, where we decorate and theme the Thunder Coaster. And for today's video, we are going to jump way across the map to our wonderful kids area. This is featured twice in the title sequence. By the way, it's called Fairy Forest. And specifically, since we have not yet done this on any of these episodes, we are going to build this family boomerang. It is called Lil Lightning. So we got Thunder, and what's Thunder without a Lil Lightning?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So if you're not familiar with Roller Coaster Tycoon, you probably don't realize that this roller coaster has got some funky things going on with it. Mainly the fact that this is a diagonal station, which I know is like left to right viewing wise, but you can see the grid here. We kind of consider this the vertical and horizontal, or like the X and the Y's, and diagonal would actually be going horizontal to your viewpoint and vertical to your viewpoint. Okay, that took me a minute to figure out how to make things visible, but I think I got it now. So this is technically the front car of this coaster train, but it is on a separate track. But the game still thinks that these are all connected. So if I play it now, once that hits the back of the track, this is in reversed free incline launch mode or whatever. So now that front car is just traveling along underground while this goes through the track. It's going to lose momentum because it's going uphill. It comes back. And then you're going to see that fake front car come flying back through here. There it is. And then it'll return to the station here while the rest of the car also parks in the station. So it's called shoestringing, and it's the only method I'm aware of on how to make a station diagonal in Roller Coaster Tycoon. So back to our Planet Coaster map. That means we need to take a journey all the way to the other side of the map. You can see I have already kind of laid out where I want this thing to go and the layout that I want it to have. I'll be situated right next to Iron Menace here, and this whole space, this will be a long process, but this will be that kiddie area that you saw on that Tycoon map. This beautiful area here. We got so many rides, decorations. That is going to be quite the task. So kind of the key features to this family boomerang is that Out of the lift, it'll do a little turnaround here, go under itself, and then do this nice arc over the pathway. Do a couple more turns, come up, and that's where it's going to change directions. I think I can pretty much recreate this layout identical, and then it looks like I'm going to need quite a bit of fantasy style decorations, you know, toy style, whatever you want to call this theming. So that is going to be the focus today. The queue and station building both come out of the right side of the station. There's not really a whole lot there. The queue has some nice theming, but no big signs or anything like that. The rest of the fairy forest here will be for another video, so stick around for that. And now for the moment that I've all been waiting for. Let's start building a roller coaster, something you have yet to see on this channel. All my coasters have already been done throughout the park, but not today. We're going to use this Vector Child Coaster Return. Return just means it's going to be a boomerang, so it's going to have that reverse lift. And after that, it will dive into the layout, go until the momentum runs out, and then it will return to the station backwards. So here we go. Let's get started. What the is going on here? Doing a group pool activity? What? It's like that meme with the people flying through space. Oh no. Oh my god! What the hell? Alright, we're back in the pool, everybody. Okay, let's get back to building this roller coaster. I'm struggling pretty mightily with this thing. The problem is there is way too much G-force around this turn the first time through. And you could see it kind of crawls back to the station. But this thing is already way too tall, in my opinion. And I've also lowered the friction down to 0.7. So I got to try to find some kind of a median where I can get tolerable children's ride G-forces. I mean, that turn right there is pretty nuts. And at the same time, have it be able to go forward and back through this whole thing. I think the main problem that I'm having is I'm trying to fit it to this area that I've mapped out already. And I think I need to nix that and just start from scratch. I know what the layout should look like. I don't need this ground mapping. There's also in the Tycoon map a backlot area here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put it there. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to keep building here and see what happens. All right, I have this thing in a much better place than where I left it. Here you can see it coming back through the layout in reverse. I did some landscaping here so I can plop some theming in there. We've got this nice arch over the walkway. I'll add the rainbow in there and the sign to our fairy forest. And I've also mapped out an area for a little backlot section where I can put some staff facilities. So if we take a look at the stats here, they are in a much better place now. Max speed only 41 miles per hour. I think on Good Gravy, it's around that. Biggest drop 45 feet, 46. I got my max vertical G's down to about 2.5, which again, I think there's no stats on it that I could find online, but the best guess I saw was that Good Gravy pulls about 2.5 at its most intense moment. So pretty happy with those stats. All that's left to do is decorate this thing, which I don't think I'm gonna do a time lapse for, just because I'm probably gonna be bouncing all over the place on this thing. So I don't want to bore you guys with those details. I think I'll just do a little pan swipe transition thingy. And next time you see this, we should be fully decorated. One last little note I want to make is the station building here. Once again, I'm trying to recreate a coaster from Roller Coaster Tycoon. And here's what that station looks like. I was having so many problems trying to get stairs, especially regular path stairs. Q-line stairs are a little easier because they're skinnier. So this is a Q path, this is a normal path, and this is as narrow as you can make it. I was having a hell of a time trying to get a skinny path to come through here. So I think I just gave up and went with a straight exit path, which is fine. I don't care. But I think I'm gonna open this bad boy and then I'll start doing some decorating. But with the magic of editing, you will be back in seconds. And there it is. Lil Lightning. So as you can see, this thing came together very nicely. I am very happy with how this turned out. Okay, so quite a lot to catch up on here. First of all, in our Tycoon map, we had this subterranean passageway to the maintenance area. So that is what I decided to build right there. The Fairy Forest sign, the rainbow sign with the inverted colors, which I think Techno Kiwi made these rainbows and Mitchell and I did not notice. So we just kept it. And then someone pointed it out. Red should be at the top, but who cares? It looks really good. I also found this little Planco Racers shooting game, wet gun game, whatever you call it. I'll plop the credit there from the workshop creator. You'll see it on screen now. And for theming for the ride, we had mushrooms in our Tycoon map, so I tried to find some cool mushroom stuff, and I found these two blueprints, which again you will see pop up on the screen right now and right now. And using that design, it's just some coral, and I just threw a pipe and made my own smaller ones to kind of scatter throughout. So a red one and a green one there. And then I just used those same mushroom houses over here and put a little fountain area, so kind of like a little show scene. You also notice I kind of barricaded this off. I think the vision I have for it is in our Tycoon map, there's a log cabin right here that has like a second floor seating area. and it looks right over into this show building. So you can't see this unless you're on the ride or in that restaurant lodge, which I will make in a future video. I copied that Fairy Forest Rainbow over here, and I had to stop myself because the way this started to turn out, I wanted to do this whole area. I got super excited and remembered I can't make a YouTube video that's 3 hours long. So I stopped myself and contained myself to just the coaster, the decorations, and just a little bit of decoration in the area. It's nothing too fancy, but it gets the job done. I also made these 2 custom supports just to get something underneath this track to support it as it goes over the path, and a few custom supports here back by the lift hill. So that's going to do it for this episode. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. If you like these videos, if you have suggestions for future videos, I'm all ears. And I will see you on the next episode. Thanks again. Bye-bye.